Dear Skull and Bones, why do you cut me so deep? I've been waiting for this game since 2017. And I was a different person back then. 2017 was almost 6 years ago. Almost, because we are still in January and it's still pretty early. Which is crazy because New Year happened like just yesterday and it's been already almost February. The lack of time since Disney released Pirates of the Caribbean, I had this fantasy about conquering the seas. And while we live in the boring generation where we are too late to explore the planet but too early to explore the space, I love those stories when the sailing was becoming popular, when we discovered America and we're having colonies, and it was a turbulent time for us, but such an exciting one. And in a day of age when we run out of the frontier, we are slowly preparing for space travel, but we are not there yet. And we can either reminisce about the past or fantasize about the future. And Skull and Bones in some way is a love letter to the past, where we were discovering new lands and conquering other civilizations that were less prepared, right? And it was a gut punch to hear it was delayed again, because I really wanted to succeed. Skull and Bones has this something that it could be $1 billion franchise, just like Call of Duty, like GTA. And some people may laugh about this, but there's something about pirates and discovery that is so addicting. So it's seeking like an adventure, but it's also fighting with your own struggles on a vessel. And Skull and Bones was the perfect game, because we've had so little pirate games, because it's so difficult to make a combat game on water. It takes so much of a performance of every PC, and designing the ocean, the Gerstner waves, and making the dynamic weather. It's so difficult to get it right. That's why there are very little sailing games, but once the game is out there, it's really popular and you cannot go wrong with it. I wanted to be successful for a long time, and I sent them a few CVs, but I think my CVs weren't strong enough. And I wasn't in Singapore, because this is the studio responsible for Skull and Bones for the past few years. And even though they've been sidelined with other projects, I still believe in the project myself. And if this video ever reached them and I could somehow be useful for them, even as a playtester, I would do it, because this is a game I believe in, even after all those failures and turbulences. And I believe this is still one of the biggest IPs in Ubisoft history, bigger than Assassin. But how would I go about fixing the project? Because this project has been going through so many visions and turbulences. How would I go about it? Well, definitely looking at the content they've provided, the things, it's kind of a leadership problem. And with all the respect, they still have a lot done and it looks exciting, but to see it through, they need better quality of decision making, and also trying to troubleshoot the issues they have, because it's not only about the production. I think there are also pipeline problems. So they need to improve their system of production, right? They need to have better decision and clear vision, and they need a roadmap for this game to succeed. And what I'm talking about here is downscaling and releasing it step by step. The best idea I have currently for them is taking the model and the experience from other successful Ubisoft studios, like for example Rainbow Six Siege. And here specifically, I'm thinking about releasing a standalone Skull and Bones, which is a casual and ranked ocean map with some dynamic weather events where there is a 6v6 or 5v5 with different abilities of the ships, and they're fighting and playing, and then you release the beta, and then you release the full game with ranked. You don't have all the looting, you just have the ships and combat and customizable ships. So you have colors, you have different sails, because Skull and Bones could make a lot of money already, right? So you have this bare bones mode like Rainbow Six Siege with different operators, but in this case there are ships, and you already generate income, and then you create season passes, and while you already generate the income with the project you have, so we salvaged all the assets, then you continue with the MMORPG project, and then you complete it with the firepower and resources you collected from that game mode. This could be all the same game, right? This could be all connected with the same customizations, the same combat styles. You make the game more difficult, you make skill ceiling, you make the depth of aiming or positioning, or like the heights of the waves, so they are all included in the decision making. You make the custom speeds of the ocean, you make different weather events, you can create like flags on the map. Like you could have different maps where it gives you like sea flag, which is like a different event where you can get better cannons. There is an A flag where you can have better sails material and you get better speed, and that will also influence the map. So there is a lot of playground here to make, and it's a lot simpler to make like an MMORPG progression system type game that they are trying to make for the past 6 years, and there is still no product on the market. With this simpler model, they would already release something of quality and bring revenue for the IP of Skull and Bones, and then they can slowly start transitioning to releasing an extra game. And who knows, this game might not even happen at all, because for now, for Ubisoft, this has been like a sinking hole that brought them no money right now, and they keep asking for more money, for more resources, and it looks like it's never going to end, because the Skull and Bones has been delayed again. And if ever happened, because you know anything can happen, I'm from Belgium. If they wanted to bring me to Singapore to work on this project, I would gladly sacrifice years of my life, my skill set. I will of course I have a lot to learn, because I come from Unreal Engine background, I come from Blender, I come from Adobe programs. I'm not so sophisticated with what Ubisoft is doing and their tool set, but I think that is not an issue. I will gladly put hours into that, because I think this project is bigger than me. I want to have a definitive IP about piracy and about sailing, which would be like groundbreaking. And this is a $1 billion franchise, by the way. But I think I have the idea how to make it as a start. And if they think I'm valuable enough, I would gladly come into the team and try to bring it up to life. Slowly, piece by piece, by releasing a multiplayer game mode with ranked, and have, for example, up to diamond, or like just Rainbow Six Siege model but with ships. And after that, after releasing season passes, creating the revenue stream, I will help the team, but the team will itself transition to this MMORPG storyline, which they intended all those years ago. Which is, by the way, great, but the project is really close to getting cancelled, from my perspective, because we haven't seen the product for 6 years. Like, how many more years after people just give up, or Ubisoft itself shuts down the project because they invest, and they got nothing in return. So anyway, that has been my 10 minutes, and let me see what you think about it. What is the solution for Skull and Bones project? Because I see millions in this. I see good money in making a pirate game. We saw it with Disney, with Pirates of the Caribbean. We see it with Sea of Thieves, which Sea of Thieves was really bad for a pirate sailing game. It was still a sailing game and it was successful. So Skull and Bones naturally should be very, very successful. We're talking GTA, we're talking Call of Duty size of revenues. So let me know what you think, and if you think that video was impactful, share it.